I'm Madeline, and I thought my sister and I were close until her engagement showed me exactly what I meant to her. So, I've been thinking about the wedding party, Vivian said, scrolling through her phone without looking at me. We were sitting in her living room, surrounded by bridal magazines and fabric samples. Yeah? Did you finalize the dress color? I asked. Actually, I need to talk to you about your role. I set down my coffee. My role? I'm your maid of honor. You were going to be. She finally looked up. But I've decided to ask Freya instead. The room went cold. What? Viv, we talked about this 6 months ago. I've already been planning your bachelorette party. I know, and you can still help with that stuff. You'll still be a bridesmaid. I don't understand. What changed? She sighed like I was making this difficult. Madeline, I need you to understand that this day is about me and Derek. Every detail has to be perfect. Okay, so what does that have to do with me? The photos are going to be everywhere. Instagram, our wedding website, framed in our house. I need my bridal party to look cohesive. My stomach dropped. Cohesive. You know what I mean. Freya has that classic look. Tall, blonde, photographs really well. And honestly, you've gained weight since I got engaged. And with your acne scars... Are you serious right now? Don't make this about you. I'm just being honest. Derek's family is very appearance conscious, and his mom already made comments about keeping the aesthetic elegant. So you're demoting me because I'll embarrass you in photos? The front door opened. Derek walked in, grocery bags in his arms. Hey, I grabbed those wine samples you wanted to try. He stopped, reading the room. What's going on? Vivian's tone shifted immediately. Nothing, babe. Just wedding stuff. Didn't sound like nothing. He set the bags down, looking at me. Madeline, you okay? Your fiancé just told me I'm too ugly to be her maid of honor. I did not say that. You said I'd embarrass you in photos because of my weight and my face. Derek turned to Vivian slowly. Please tell me that's not what happened. You don't understand how stressful this is, Vivian said. I'm trying to create a vision, and Madeline's taking it personally. Because it is personal, I said. You're literally telling me I'm not good enough to stand next to you. See, this is exactly why I need someone more mature in that role. You're being dramatic. Derek's jaw tightened. Viv, that's your sister. And this is my wedding. I'm allowed to make choices that make me happy. By hurting the people who love you? She stood up, defensive. Why are you taking her side? You're the one who said your mother wants elegant photos. I said my mother was being ridiculous and to ignore her. I never said anything about your sister. Well, I've made my decision. Freya is my maid of honor. I grabbed my purse. You know what? Fine. Have Freya. Have your perfect photogenic wedding party. I hope it's everything you dreamed of. Madeline, don't be like that. Be like what? Hurt that my own sister thinks I'm an embarrassment? I'm just being practical. No, you're being cruel, and I'm done pretending that's okay. I walked to the door. Derek followed me. Madeline, wait. It's fine, Derek. Enjoy your wine tasting. It's not fine. She's wrong. Completely wrong. Then you should probably figure out who you're marrying. 3 days later, my mother called. Madeline, sweetie, can we talk? Let me guess. Vivian told you her version. She said there was a misunderstanding about the wedding party. There was no misunderstanding. She told me I'd embarrass her in photos because I'm not pretty enough. My mother was quiet for a moment. She didn't say it like that. How did she say it? She said she wanted a specific aesthetic for her bridal party, and she thought you'd be more comfortable in a different role. Mom, stop. She literally said I gained weight and my acne scars would ruin her photos. Oh, honey, that's harsh. Yeah, it is. And now she's crying to you, hoping you'll convince me to just accept it. She's stressed. Planning a wedding is... I don't care how stressed she is. That doesn't give her permission to tear me apart. Can you just talk to her? Maybe she didn't mean it the way it came out. She meant it exactly the way it came out. And honestly, Mom, the fact that you're asking me to smooth this over says a lot. I'm not asking you to smooth anything over. I'm asking my daughters to work this out before it destroys our family. Vivian destroyed it when she decided I wasn't worth standing next to. That weekend, Derek showed up at my apartment. I almost didn't answer the door. I'm not here to defend her, he said immediately. Can I come in? I stepped aside. He looked exhausted. Has she apologized? I asked. No. She keeps saying everyone's overreacting. Of course she does. He sat on my couch, running his hands through his hair. I've been thinking a lot since that night. About other things she said. Other decisions she's made. Like what? My sister has Down syndrome. Vivian told me it might be better if she wasn't at the ceremony, that it would be distracting. I felt sick. Derek. I shut that down immediately, told her my sister is family and she's coming, but I didn't see the pattern until now. What pattern? She curated the guest list to eliminate anyone who didn't fit her vision. My college roommate who's in a wheelchair. She found reasons why he couldn't make the seating chart work. My cousin who's overweight. Suddenly there wasn't room at the head table. And I went along with it because I thought she was just trying to make things nice. But now? Now I'm realizing nice to her means perfect. And perfect means erasing anyone who doesn't match her Instagram fantasy. So what are you going to do? He looked at me directly. I don't know if I can marry someone like that. The next morning, Vivian called me screaming. What did you say to Derek? I didn't say anything to Derek. He came to my apartment. And you turned him against me. Viv, I didn't have to turn him against you. You did that yourself. He's talking about postponing the wedding. Do you know how humiliating that is? We've already sent invitations. Maybe you should have thought about that before you decided some people aren't good enough for your perfect day. This is all your fault. You couldn't just accept a different role. This has nothing to do with roles. This is about you treating people like props. I'm trying to create something beautiful. By telling your sister she's too ugly to stand next to you? By excluding Derek's disabled sister? What's beautiful about that? That's not... He told you about Emma? Yeah, he told me. Just like he's realizing who he's actually engaged to. She was crying now. You're ruining my life. No, Vivian. You're ruining your own life. I just stopped pretending I didn't notice. She hung up. 2 hours later, my mother called again. Madeline, Derek called off the engagement. My heart stopped. What? He told Vivian he can't marry someone who values appearances over people. She's devastated. Is he okay? I don't know. I think he's relieved. But Madeline, your sister is falling apart. She's talking about how everyone abandoned her, how Derek ruined everything. Mom, Derek didn't ruin anything. Vivian showed him exactly who she is, and he decided that wasn't someone he wanted to marry. Can you talk to her, please? And say what? That she should apologize for being shallow and cruel? That's not going to fix this. She's your sister. She stopped being my sister when she told me I was too embarrassing to stand beside her. I'm done, Mom. I'm done pretending her behavior is acceptable just because we share DNA. You don't mean that. I really do. Tell Vivian if she wants to apologize, actually apologize, not just try to manipulate me into making her feel better. She knows where to find me, but I'm not holding my breath. That was 8 months ago. Vivian never apologized. She sent one text. I hope you're happy you destroyed my wedding. I blocked her number. Derek and I got coffee a few weeks after everything fell apart. How are you doing? I asked. Honestly, Better than I expected. I think I knew for a while that something was wrong. I just didn't want to admit I'd made a mistake. That's not a mistake. That's being human. My sister Emma asked about you. She wanted me to thank you. For what? For standing up to Vivian. Emma heard what happened, and she said it made her feel protected, like someone finally saw her as more than an inconvenience. My throat tightened. Tell her she never has to thank me for that. I will. He paused. Have you heard from Vivian? One text blaming me for everything. You? She called my mom, trying to get her to convince me to reconsider. My mom told her that if I had a son who treated people the way Vivian did, she'd tell him to call off the wedding too. Good for her. Most of our mutual friends sided with me once they heard the full story. A few tried to stay neutral, but Vivian burned those bridges pretty fast. She kept posting passive-aggressive things on social media about loyalty and betrayal. Sounds about right. She took down all the wedding planning content eventually. Too many people were asking questions she couldn't answer without admitting the truth. My mother called me last month. Vivian had moved to a different city, started over somewhere people didn't know the story. She'd unfriended almost everyone from our hometown on social media. She asks about you sometimes, my mother said. What do you tell her? That you're doing well, that you started a new job, that you seem happy. I am happy. Do you think you'll ever talk to her again? If she apologizes, really apologizes, takes accountability for what she did, maybe. But I'm not waiting for that. I've built a life that doesn't include people who think I'm an embarrassment. That's fair, my mother said quietly. I'm sorry I didn't stand up for you more at the beginning. I appreciate that, Mom. I ran into Freya last week at a bookstore. She looked uncomfortable. Madeline, hey. Hey, Freya. I heard about everything. I'm sorry. Were you really? She looked down. I didn't know the full story when I agreed to be maid of honor. Vivienne told me you were stepping down because you were too busy. And you believed her? I wanted to. It was easier than questioning it. But after Derek called things off and the real story came out, I felt terrible. I should have asked you directly. Yeah, you should have. For what it's worth, I haven't talked to her since everything fell apart. A lot of us haven't. I nodded. Good to know. She hesitated. Are you okay? I'm better than okay. I'm free. I don't miss Vivienne. I don't miss pretending her cruelty was just stress or perfectionism. I don't miss being made to feel less than. Derek's doing well. He's dating someone new, someone who treats his sister Emma like family instead of a problem to manage. We stay in touch, mostly because Emma insists on sending me pictures of her art projects. Vivienne's still gone, still silent, still convinced she's the victim of everyone else's inability to understand her vision. And I'm here, living a life where people value me for who I am, not how I photograph. If your family member asked you to step aside from something important because you didn't match their image standards, and then blamed you when their life fell apart because of their own choices, would you ever let them back in, even if they never actually admitted they were wrong?